Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, and today we'll be discussing the three types of figures of speech that you guys will most likely encounter in this exam period. Okay, so today I'll be joined by my fellow colleagues, teacher Tlelo and teacher Angela, and today we'll be looking at these three types of speech, figures of speech. So before we continue, let us look at what it means when you say literal and literal versus figurative language. Literal language, you say exactly what you mean, right? That outfit is horrible. Um, the the grass is green. Wabon. This is what you exactly mean, cause it's what you can see and it's proven, and like you don't you say exactly what you mean. You are being literal, right? You are being direct. If I'm using, you can say you are being direct. And with figurative language, you are not direct. You are indirect when you mean something. You don't say exactly what you mean. An example of this, I would have never thought of putting that outfit together. You don't put outfit together. You just wear it. You wear it, so that means in this context, that means the person wore a lovely attire that he or she saw as like this beautiful, or yeah. So let's continue to the types. The first type, which is a metaphor. Now, a metaphor is a phrase or sentence in which an object, idea, or situation is referred directly as something it is not. In other words, it is a direct comparison between two unlike things that highlight one shared quantity, right? So, guys, what do you mean by this? You can use this to make a description more emphatic or vivid, right? When you use a metaphor, you are using direct comparison, right? You are comparing two things that usually don't share anything, but this time, when you want to make sure these two things, they have one shared quality, right? That you can compare with them. So metaphors are used in a lot of things, such as poems and all of those literal texts. So let us continue. Then we use words such as is and are, right, in past tense, and was and were in in past tense, and is and are in present tense. Sorry, is and are in present tense, was and were in past tense. So when these are the words that you usually use when you compare these two things. Let us continue with example number one. She is an angel, right? So the use of the word is indicates that the girl or woman is being compared to an angel based on her behavior of being kind and good-hearted, right? So a female and an angel are compared, right? And usually these things don't have a lot in common, but as you can see by the picture I've provided, you can see there's a halo above the lady, the girl. That means the person is good-hearted, right? Which is an angel. Angels to be deities that do good things, right? So an angel, when they say she's an angel, that means she's doing good overall, right? So let us continue. The second example, we're gonna use his heart was broken. The use of the word was, as I indicated before, indicates that the man's heart is compared to something which can be broken or can break, right? As a human heart cannot literally break, right? You cannot literally or like directly break someone's heart, right? It's not possible. It's not an object, right? It's a lung, it's an organ, right? So you cannot break an organ, right? You can damage it, but you can't break it, right? But in this context, the person is feeling sad as someone he loves died or does not love him back. Example of this is how you guys always force umjolo, right? So you always get heartbroken, or in other words, in a simple, in a direct meaning, you can say, oh, this person is feeling sad because the person he thought loved him does not really love him. Okay, so let us continue to the last one. The exams were a piece of cake. Right, the use of where, right, in that instance, again, where indicates a comparison between the exams and a piece of cakes, as they all share one quality of being easy to do, right? Slicing a cake is very easy to do, guys, and almost everybody can do it, as long as you have hands. But most people, you can slice a piece of cake, and that means the exams, as you can see, the girl, she's cruising nice in the exam. That means whatever she's writing is writing very well. Now let us continue. To summarize everything I've said, literal language is direct meaning, figurative language is indirect, a metaphor is a figure of speech. It describes an object or action in a way that isn't literally true, and it helps explain an idea or make a good comparison. Thank you, and I'll let my colleagues give examples and explain the other two types that are very important. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Selanom Chongana and I'm going to do a figure of speech called personification. Well, I'm going to start with my hook opening. Let's all imagine a world where wind could whisper secrets in our ears, or if the moon could smile down on us. Wouldn't that make the world seem magical? Well, today we're going to learn a literal device that does just that, which is called personification, as I mentioned above. So now I'm going to give you a definition of what personification is. Personification is a figure of speech where human qualities are given to non-human things like objects, animals, or even ideas. It's like making the inanimate world come alive. When you give an animal or idea or an object human qualities in a story or in a poem, that is called personification. So now I want to give you a background of a personification. I'll start with historical use of a personification. Personification has been used in literature for centuries. Poets and storytellers used it to make their stories more vivid and relatable. It helps readers connect emotionally with non-human elements in a story. When a writer or a poet, or rather a storyteller, uses personification in their story or poem, and they want us to relate to what that object or animal or an idea does in a story. It wants us to relate to what is happening in a story. Just create an image of what is happening in a story for us to relate with what's happening. I hope that is clear. So now I'm gonna move on to why writers use personification. Writers use personification to create imagery, enhance the mood, and make descriptions more engaging. By attributing human qualities to objects or ideas, it invites the reader to see the world in a new and imaginative way. Like I just said, when a writer uses a personification, he or she wants us to imagine what is happening there, try to relate to the things that we do or see on a daily basis, and that will automatically boost your mood or your interest in a story. Okay, now I'm gonna break down how personification works. When you describe something that is not human, like a tree, you could say, the tree branches waved hello in the wind. Here, the tree is performing a human action which is waving, something that it cannot physically do. A tree cannot physically wave. This simply means the tree was moving around. So now you have to imagine where there's a wind, and the tree is moving around. That is what just this phrase means. This makes the image of the tree more engaging. I'm gonna move on to examples of a personification in literature. Example number 1: the sun smiled down on the village. The sun, which cannot literally smile, he is described with a human emotion, making the day feel warm and friendly. So this example says the smile, or this personification says the sun smiled down on the village. It doesn't mean that the sun literally smiled on the villagers. It means that it was a bit friendly, warm. It was just a sunny, beautiful day to the village. Okay, let's move on to example number 2. The alarm clock screamed at me to wake up. The clock is being given the human ability to scream, adding urgency to the situation. A clock cannot scream. It was just making a noise that reminds you to wake up. The clock here is given a human quality, which is to scream. Okay, I'm gonna give you examples that we use on an everyday basis. Examples of a personification we use on an everyday basis. Personification is not only found in poetry or stories. We use it in everyday language too. For example, time flies. We use this term when we describe when time is a bit fast. You usually say time flies. We usually use those phrases on a daily basis. Or the flowers danced in the breeze. These phrases use personification to make everyday concepts more vibrant and relatable. I hope that's clear. To summarize my presentation, personification is a powerful tool in both literature and everyday language. It allows us to bring life to objects, nature, and ideas by attributing human qualities to them. This not only makes descriptions more engaging, but also helps readers to connect on a deeper level.
Good day, learners. My name is Tebohora Lele, your English teacher for today. Today we'll be focusing on the topic of figure of speech, simile. Simile is a rhetorical device used to compare two things of different kind. We use the typical words such as like, as, than to compare two things of a different kind. For an example, the children fight like cats and dogs. Now we are comparing children with animals. We know that cats and dogs are animals whilst children are human beings. So, in this way, this sentence is vivid as it says that cats and dogs they regularly fight. Now we are comparing the children with cats and dogs. When cats and dogs are fighting, there is violence there. So here when they say the children fight like cats and dogs, now they are always scratching each other. They are always on each other's case. Another example, it is cold as a storm. Now we are using as. We are comparing the temperature for today with a storm. Thank you.